keep it 100 because it's time for Hubb's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hubb.
What's up, everybody? It is a Sunday, September 1st, 2019, and your boy is back. I don't think I talked to you guys since, I think it was Thurman Pacquiao fight before I left for Walt Disney World. I actually saw the fight down there. It was quite interesting, entertaining. Had a great time in Disney with the family, but different day. Your boy's back finally. We're going to get this podcast thing up and rolling off to a good start to kick off the season 2. And we're going to start off with, you know what time it is, y'all. You know, NFL season is back. The preseason is over. As of yesterday at 4 p.m., all 32 teams was cut down to 53-man rosters. Now, we leading up to week 1. Packers, Bears, you know, live from Soldier Field, kicking off NFL 100. And I think this is going to be, well, all NFL seasons are exciting. I'm looking forward to this. I'm ready, you know, just to see how things are going to kick off. But we're going to start this AFC breakdown. This is the show for the AFC, American Football Conference, for those who don't know. So we're going to kick it off with the AFC North, man. We got, you know, in the AFC North, you got Cleveland, you got Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati. And, you know, starting it off with the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, a lot of turmoil last year. You know, key losses here is Antonio Brown going, you know, he was traded to Oakland, you know, very disgruntled. You know, a lot of things going on between him, Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin, that organization. Le'Veon Bell, yeah, he's a loss, but he didn't even play last year. James Conner filled in that role pretty well, which I said he would last year before the season kicked off. I was so high on James Conner that, you know, I went ahead and took him on my fantasy teams, you know, and you know what, you know, the dude, you know, he came through for me. You know, Le'Veon Bell's now a New York Jet, and we'll see how it works out for him. But Pittsburgh, you know, still got Juju Smith-Schuster over there. He still got Ben Roethlisberger. You know, he shifted over to Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. You know, second year. You know, he should be, you know, a lot better than he was the year before. You know, a lot of the stuff that he was making, you know, rookie mistakes and stuff like that. You know, just the mental errors that was going on, you know, with him on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, they lost, Terrell Suggs. They bring in Earl Thomas, though. And, you know, that's a good addition for the Baltimore, you know, secondary over there. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, they bring in Mark Ingram over there. You know, then we got the Cincinnati Bengals, a rookie head coach, you know, Zach Taylor. Marvin Lewis no longer there. So, you know, like I said, man, Marvin Lewis was there for the longest time. Like, he was there with Ocho Cinco. Well, back when Ocho Cinco was Chad Johnson. I think he's Chad Johnson again now. But you know, they had Carson Palmer, and he was still over there. You know, and the Bengals, they're off to a new era under Zach Taylor. Let's see how that's going to shake off. And of course, you got the Cleveland Browns, the most hyped up team in the offseason. Baker Mayfield, additions of Odell Beckham Jr. and Kareem Hunt. They also made some moves on the defensive side of the ball. They are 2 years removed from being 0-16. Last year they finished at 7-8. You know, and a lot of people are banking on the Browns to actually win a division. Cleveland hasn't won a division since 1989, man. You know, I was 5. the last time they won a division. It's crazy. You know, and AFC North wasn't even the North then. It was the AFC Central. They had the Houston Oilers was in that division. You know, who is now, you know, the Houston Texans. And the Ravens wasn't even the Ravens. The Ravens was the Browns. You know, this is way back then, in the 80s, man. You know, but looking at this division, man, I'm still tipping my hat to Baltimore. I just think, second year with Lamar Jackson, behind center, first full year starting. Of course, remember last year they started off with Flacco, and then they moved on to Lamar Jackson. I just think Baltimore's in a good position to actually win the division. I think for second place in that division, my gut's still telling me Pittsburgh, just for the prestige of the Steelers, of who they are, that organization. So much respect for those guys. But I got to roll with the Browns. Like I don't think the Browns are ready right now to win the division. I think they'll come in second. They might even get that wild card. I'm looking at the talent wise, like they're loaded. Like Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Kareem Hunt, Chubb over there. These dudes, they got some weapons over there for Baker Mayfield, and the defense gotten better as well. Like if these guys are coached up right and they can get it together, they could win the division. It could be a different face, finally coming out of the North instead of being Pittsburgh or Baltimore. You might see Cleveland come up with the division title this year. But that's my pick. I like, the Baltimore Ravens. Like, I can see, the Browns getting a wild card spot. I think they're going to be good. They're going to be better than what they were last year. Last year they were 7-8, so they might end up being like a good 9-7. I'm still looking at the Ravens as being like a good 10-6 type ordeal here. Not 9-7. They could be 9-6. I'm sorry. My math's a little bit off today. I'm chilling. But moving on, man, to the AFC South. Now, this right here, man, I had Indianapolis winning the division coming in, up until last weekend, when Andrew Luck decided to, go ahead and retire. He retired like last Saturday, to be exact. But Andrew Luck retired last Saturday. Houston Texans traded, Jadeveon Clowney off to the Seahawks. They bring in Kenny Stills, another wide receiver, pair him up with DeAndre Hopkins, another weapon for Deshaun Watson. They did lose, Lamar Miller, for the year with a torn ACL. So they're hurting in that area for a running back. So that's a need for them. You got the Titans coming in, still got that defense with Dan P with Dean Pease over there, and also the offensive side of the ball. You got Henry still running the ball. You got Lewis. As the nice change of pace back. They still got some pretty nice receivers over there. Marcus Mariota is still, like, I don't really know. They did bring in Ryan Tannehill. Wouldn't be surprised that at some point in the year that you see Ryan Tannehill taking over, even though he's really not that much. He's really not better than Marcus Mariota when you look at it. But as far as a classic, if you want to call it classic quarterback, instead of the Marcus Mariota who can a dual threat pretty much. But you got the Jaguars, man. Blake Bortles gone. Got Nick Foles is in. And it's gonna be interesting to see how the Jaguars are, how Nick Foles play outside of Philly. If you guys, know this guy's career, when he's in Philly, that dude's good. He plays well in that whole system over there. Once he leaves, dude's a bum. so like it's gonna be interesting to see. They do got the run game in Jacksonville that's gonna alleviate a lot of the pressure on him. With Leonard for net running the ball. Jacksonville still got that defense. With those guys over there led by Jalen Ramsey, and of course the smack talk has already started. They got the Chiefs in Week 1, and Jalen Ramsey said he's gonna be shadowing Tyreek Hill, all over the field, and that's gonna be interesting to see. As far as that division, man, even though the Texans are without Lamar Miller, I'm still gonna give these guys, the division again. I think these guys coming in. Deshaun Watson, that dude is bad, man. Like, his rookie year when I seen him play New England, and some of the stuff that he was doing back there, some of the passes, was just, remarkable. And just to watch this guy last year, coming in, they lost in the playoffs to the Colts. But I mean, this dude right here, man, he's that dude's pretty good, man. He still got J.J. Watt over there. I know he's getting, in football age, getting up there, injuries and everything. They lost Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think that was a huge loss, as people say. Like I look at that trade and I'm like, it's only a win for Seattle if Clowney plays the whole 16 games with no injuries. I mean, that's been the biggest knock. He could be one of the best, edge rushers in the game if he could just stay healthy. The Titans, their defense, they got a good defense over there. Of course, Jaguars got their defense over there. And, last year was a slump year for them. They went 4-12. I just don't know what happened with those guys, but they should be coming back. I give them second place in that division. I'm going to go third place with the Titans. And then, the end it off with the Colts. I had the Colts winning this division coming in until like a week ago. And that's how crazy, the loss of Andrew Luck is. And that's no shade to Jacoby Brissett. It's just that, Andrew Luck, for what he was and what he is, he was a heck of a quarterback if he could just stay healthy as well. So I had the Colts, coming back to form. They were a 15-1 favorite to win the Super Bowl. And, without Andrew Luck, them dudes dropped. Like, that was a huge blow. And then for it to happen, the third preseason game of, the whole thing, with now it's like, Jacoby Brissett coming in, back up. Now you are the guy. So, hey, let's see what he can do. He played, he started a few games for him, last year. And the year and the year before that as well. So I mean, man, let's see what the kid got. But let's move on to the AFC East. And of course, everybody named Mama, they all say, "Oh, this is the Patriots division." I mean, yeah, hey, they had, last season made it, their 10th consecutive AFC East title, on their way to win the Super Bowl. And it looked like, and they're going to attempt to try to win a division, for at least the 17th time in 19 years. But just looking at this coming in, man, New York gotten better defensively, offensively, added Le'Veon Bell. We don't know what Le'Veon Bell got. He didn't play at all last year. He didn't play any of the preseason games. They're all saying, oh, he got the practice reps to, to get the hits and everything he got in practice. The Jets defense, has gotten better. Sam Darnold is pretty good. You got Buffalo. They just lost Shady McCoy. For what reason, I don't know. They cut him. They're going to roll with Frank Gore. They still got a defense. They got a nice defense over there as well. You can't sleep on Buffalo. Miami, you traded Kenny Stills, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Miami. You got, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's going to be Fitzmagic for about 6 games, and then he's going to disappear. You got Josh Rosen over there. Man, I just don't know, man. Like, I really don't know what is going on in Miami. They got a new coach over there, Brian Flores. He was one of the defensive coaches in New England. He wasn't quite the defensive coordinator. He was just the signal caller. He was the linebackers coach. But just looking at it, man, it's gonna be crazy, man. I think Miami's gonna be last in the division. I just don't see any real improvements for them. And you just let go of Kenny Stills, who's a pretty, nice, solid receiver for them. Buffalo, I'm thinking they're going to come in, third place. Like, you lost Shady. You're going to go with Frank Gore. I think you was better off with Shady. Shady's only 31 coming into it. He's off to Kansas City now to reunite with Andy Reid. And yeah, Shady ain't the same Shady that he was in Philadelphia. But I think at this point in his career and at Frank Gore's point in Frank Gore's career, I think Shady's the better player. than Frank Gore right now. I'm not talking about overall body of work because I know what Frank Gore did in San Francisco. I'm not discrediting that at all, but I'm just saying that, where both of these guys is at in their career right now, this day, I just think Shady McCoy was the better back. Not understanding, especially at the Buffalo, talk so highly about Shady, how they're not going to get rid of him and all that. Next thing you know, he ends up getting cut. And I got the Jets, going from 4-12 last year, moving up to second place this year in the division. They're going to finish in possibly 9-7. I think the Jets, sneaky good. Jets could be vying for a wild card spot with the Browns. It could be a coin toss in that. Who knows? But the Jets with that defense has gotten better. You added Le'Veon Bell, which is a question mark. I don't know what he's going to be. I don't know, he hasn't played last year. He didn't play in the preseason. I think preseason is very important. And he didn't get those reps against another team. I think they might have, joint practice with another team, but still, you still need those different reps that you need to get. And of course, I got, New England winning division. That's not even including me being a fan. Some of you guys already know, but that's just based off of what I seen. Key lost, they lost Rob Gronkowski, and I'm going to be 100 right now with Patriots fans. I know a couple of, Patriots fans, a lot of you Patriots fans, they listen to my podcast, man, but you guys need to chill on the Rob Gronkowski coming back talks. Gronk ain't been Gronk in 3 years. And I need a lot of people to understand that when we talk. Yeah, last year, he had the one catch in the Super Bowl, but what did he do all year? Okay? The year before that the year before that, he wasn't that great. The year before that, he didn't play. He was hurt in the middle of the year. Gronk ain't been Gronk since, I'm going to be honest with you, Gronk ain't been Gronk since the year they beat Seattle in the Super Bowl. And I'm just going to keep it 100, a straight beam with everybody. And that's why I said, I'm a fan, but I keep it real. I'm keep it 100 all the way around. Like, I see the flaws and everything. New England, they still got a good team. And I think it's going to be so much more on the defense this year than it is on the offense. Last year, the offense was the run game, and the run game got them through. And it was like, if, the run game was what got them to the Super Bowl, touchdown by Rex Burkhead, against, Kansas City when it mattered. Touchdown Sony Michel in the Super Bowl when it mattered. And also the big run by Sony Michel that sprung him on that game winning drive. In the Super Bowl. But I think now it's going to be more so on the defense, and I like where they're going under Gerard Mayo, calling the calls for the defense and having them guys playing aggressive. I got New England winning that division. I got the Jets in second. I got Buffalo in third, and then I got Miami in fourth. Shift gears over to the AFC West, where we got Kansas City, the LA Chargers, Oakland Raiders, Denver Broncos. Now, this right here, man, the Chargers could have won, man. Look, the Chargers, they always going to be the bridesmaid. Never going to be the bride. And I like Phillip Rivers. They got, the defense took a hit. Safety's going to be out for about 6 games, I believe. Melvin Gordon out seeking the trade. They're not going to get his man his contract, until the end of the year. It's just, sometimes when you got these weapons, you got to pay them, man. And, he should suit up and just play. And I understand where it's coming from, where he got to make his money, feed his family, his lifestyle, whatever. But this is going to hold back LA. LA's going to finish second in this division. I see the Raiders finishing in third place, addition of, Antonio Brown. Still got Derek Carr, and I'm not sold on that. You bringing in, These guys are overpaying Trent. And Trent's my man in New England. I like Trent, but do I think he was worth the big boy money that he getting? Nah. Because, he came off as a cast-off from 49ers, got there with New England. He worked with Scar and became a dominant tackle. Is that going to carry over to, Oakland? I'm not sure. And then you move the man position. He's not playing the same side anymore. So, I really don't know what Oakland's doing, but they living up the prestige of John Gruden. You bring in Antonio Brown. This cat got an issue with his helmet. Now I guess he's all in now. I don't know. It just looks like a train wreck ready to explode before they get to Vegas. And, they on Hard Knocks now. They're going to be the sideshow. Who really knows all year? Derek Carr, I don't know what he is. Now he got one of the best receivers in the game. Let's see what he do. Let's see what he put up. We're just gonna wait and see. Denver, Flacco. I love Von Miller. Love him. I just don't think Broncos are trending upward. I think, they're gonna be bottom of the barrel. They might even be fighting with the Raiders for the third spot. And I know inside the division, they're gonna give each other, a whole lot. They're gonna ball against each other. I got the Chargers in second place because they can't get together with Melvin Gordon, but they still got Phillip Rivers. You still got Keenan Allen. You still got, defense is still pretty good as well. Kansas City just got LaShawn McCoy. And that just Shady ain't what he used to be. But he going to Andy Reid, where Andy Reid can get the most out of Shady because he knows Shady. Patrick Mahomes coming off MVP season. Let's see what the guy got. I'm not putting these dudes in the Super Bowl or nothing. I think, Andy's going to be Andy at the end of the day. It's going to be some point in the season, whether it be the postseason, whether it be in the middle of the season, we're going to see Andy Reid be who Andy Reid really is. And everybody know, and if you're living in this area where I'm at, Philadelphia area, the fans know what I'm talking about when I say when Andy Reid going to be Andy Reid and have an Andy Reid moment. I'm quite sure people in Kansas City know about that as well. But if you look on paper, Kansas City got the most these dudes, with, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball all crazy. And, and with no disrespect to Patrick Mahomes, but he reminds me so much of Brett Favre, like a better version of Brett Favre. Because he got that gunslinger mentality. And I don't know if that's going to catch up with him in his second full season as being a starter. You never know. He's coming off the MVP through insane last year. Crazy touchdowns. Up and down the field. But I still going to put the Chiefs as winning that whole division over there. And I'm putting the Chargers in second. And I think the Chargers might get, they mess around and still get a wild card spot. But they got to get that situation completed with Melvin Gordon over there so they can know what direction that they're going to be going into. You don't want to go into the season with a whole lot of uncertainty. Same thing with the Cowboys. I'm not even on the NFC yet, but that's the same situation. You got to pay, your playmakers, man, and get them on the field if you want to win. And, a lot of these cats, they asking for a whole bunch of money. It is what it is. But you got to work something out to get it together. So to wrap up the AFC, I got the Patriots winning the East. I got the Ravens winning the North. I got the Texans winning the South. I got the Chiefs winning the West. I'm going to go ahead and put as, looking at like wild cards coming in for the playoffs as a prediction. I'm going to go ahead and put the Chargers in as a wild card. And I even throw a bone at the dog pound. And I'm going to put the Cleveland Browns in the AFC spot, for a wild card coming in. They might just be that, hey, they're going to get a wild card spot. I like them coming in. I like them. They might be that 5th seed coming in. Who knows? 5th seed, Chargers going to get the 6. you never know. Like I said, I like the Browns. I think they're overhyped. I also like the Jets. The Jets defense has gotten better. And, Sam Darnold, second year, and see what he got. Let's see what they putting around him. You got Le'Veon Bell. Don't know what Le'Veon's going to be because he didn't play last year. But that's what I'm looking at for the AFC. Not fully ready. I'm ready to make my Super Bowl prediction, but I ain't going to do it on this show. So, so for that, we're going to end this show off of that. It's my AFC breakdown, Hubb's Huddle podcast. I'm back, season 2. Stay tuned for my next one. I'm breaking down the NFC, and we're going to have at it. Until next time, y'all stay blessed, keep it real, and I'm out. Peace.